update on what we're doing, and then
Uh,
let's have fun.
all right. So let's get on. Hey there, fellow crypto metaverse folks. Welcome to the Renovi show. Today's special day, folks. It's Alpha Tuesday. Get ready to dive into the juicy details of our amazing community's preferences and choices in the metaverse. So buckle up and let's get this party started then. And anyway, I am Jay, your host. Joining me straight from the depths of Renovi is our super cool co-founder, Adonis.
Hey! I can say I live up to the expectations. I look like one as well. That's
All
obviously a
right.
joke.
Okay, so now Renovi in the community, we're talking about their preferred VR headset, favorite metaverses, and favorite Renovi Hub feature from a couple of weeks ago up till now. And the polls are very, very interesting. Let me just pull up the poll. All right, there we go. And the polls are in, the results are in. Let me tell you, it's been a wild ride, Adonis. And according to our community's votes, MetaQuest 2 has taken the
Hmm.
crown as their favorite VR headset. It's like the superstar of the metaverse. So, what do you think about this?
Man, really good, really interesting outcome, that's for sure. Look, if we're talking about virtual reality headsets, and although I'm not the biggest fan of Facebook, now rebranded to Meta, they're winning the competition at the moment when it comes to the headsets, and that's because probably they're coming at the cheapest price point, very one of the cheapest price points versus the other headsets, and they have a really good user interface that you can use while you have the headset. So I think they're one of the best. Although a lot of the videos that are coming out now on YouTube and so on, they're saying that PlayStation has a really good quality headset, but the problem is because it needs to be connected to PlayStation and it only adheres to, it only helps the PlayStation users use it, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Then they weren't able to shift as many units. But I'll tell you what, I'm really interested to see what Apple is gonna bring with their new headset. I was checking out some um, content, created by the fan base, by users of how it can actually function, and they were saying that, man, it could work with the applications that you have on your iPad or your iPhone. So imagine if you can have access to the Apple Store with the millions of applications they have there, and you have them in front of your screen, in front of your eyes, and you're able to use that. Oh my days. I mean, I know where I'm putting my money, right? And I know what I will be investing. And I think it's gonna be that next iPhone era if that happens. And I think it's gonna take everybody by storm. Might be a bit too expensive at the beginning, but as we move along, obviously they're gonna make it cheaper. They're gonna make it more accessible. They're gonna give them, they're gonna give you more features, and then I think it's gonna be the question. Ah, do I invest in an iPad or do I invest in a headset? If you're gonna have that dilemma happening and the price points being really close and similar at some point, whew, to all the naysayers of the metaverse, be prepared. That's all I'm saying. I talk too much, man.
Woo! Hey, it's no surprise that MetaQuest Pro and Sony PS VR2 are also gaining some
Mhm.
serious love from our community. And as for me personally, I'm totally on board with the MetaQuest 2. So, Adonis, it's time for our second poll. The community's
Mhm.
favorite metaverse. This is very interesting. And for me, I personally also selected Sandbox. So, this is our community's favorite metaverse out of six. That includes Second Life, Meta Horizon Worlds, Roblox, Outspace VR, and others. So, what can you say about this?
What? I'm surprised. but at the same time, I'm not. If you were asking me, probably my favorite open metaverse will I will be tormented between spatial and sandbox, and I will explain. And when it comes to my favorite closed metaverse, oof, I'm tormented between Fortnite and Roblox. But the thing is, with regards to the closed metaverses, let's start from there. Probably I'm tormented between Fortnite and Roblox because I'm kinda older, so I do understand Fortnite a bit more, and I'm more comfortable within Fortnite. But I would say if I was younger, Roblox it provides a really easy way to access the metaverse, right? And do whatever I want and be whatever whoever I want to. So so that's why I lean more into Fortnite, although Roblox is probably a far bigger platform out there. But because I'm a degenerate and everybody knows that I'm a degenerate, I love the open metaverses more. And I love the metaverses that you're able to build and add your own items and then keep the digital property rights of those items with you. So they don't belong to a bigger corporation. I'm not against establishment or something, but I just like the Web3 way of doing stuff. So if you're asking me, although I do like the graphics that Spatial is bringing versus Sandbox, for example, which is a different proposition, I'm more of the idea of the open world, of discovering stuff. And you're not able to do that in spatial simply because it's not an open world, but there are instances, really amazing experiences that you can see from brands and so on. So that's why I will say Sandbox is probably my favorite open metaverse. Fortnite is probably my favorite closed metaverse. But I have this hope that I was discussing with a dear friend before that at some point Fortnite is gonna open up and might allow the idea of the open metaverse to happen in Fortnite. That's a secret hope that I have. But if that happens, then everyone get prepared because Web3 is gonna dominate. That's it.
All right, pretty cool choice, Adonis. And now it's time to reveal the results of our last poll, our community's favorite feature of the Renovi Hub. Now, this is the most interesting part because we have three draws. Our community has three most favorite features, and they have equal votes for a total of 41% each. So, what can you say about this, Adonis? Can you see the poll in our alpha channel?
So give me 1 second. I'm going to our poll because I'm not gonna lie, I did not check it, so I'm guilty of that. So Alpha Channel, let's see. Favorite metaverses? Tell me about it. That was well deserved. What's your favorite feature of Renovi Hub? Let's see. I need to vote in order to see. Ooh, really interesting. Portfolio display, virtual marketplace, user-friendly interface. Although I will say my favorite feature, which is coming, is the 3D configurator. But you know what? Let's start discussing all those features because they're quite important, right?
Of
I'm gonna
course.
start from the last one, user-friendly interface. Highly important, and of course is needed. And that's usually where all Web3 applications are usually lacking. And that's probably what OpenSea did a really good job. I'm not gonna lie. It was it was quite user friendly. It was making it easy for people to actually get onboarded in the metaverse and not in the metaverse, in the Web3 space and actually own an NFT. And obviously a lot of other marketplaces that came afterwards. So I always have it in mind, and sometimes I'm guilty that user friendliness and user experience is vital on any product. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I'm an Apple fanboy, and probably I'm an Apple fanboy because it's easy for me to use stuff with them, not because of any other reason. Now, virtual marketplace, of course, we have an amazing community of creators and they want to monetize their designs. and by renting the designs and being able to at some point sell them again, um, is really important, right? It's what you have the community, is what we're here for, and it's really cool. So we never deviate away from the cause. We always have it in our mind. And portfolio display, another feature that is really important for me because again, it's all about the community and it's all about showcasing the creations of the community. And we're working to have that, and we're working to integrate a way to have a portfolio and to display it and to show it to the world and to show to everyone how good of a creator you are. So um, that's all really important, all of them. I love the. That's such a difficult poll, man. My favorite though is the 3D configurator. In my mind, I have it that if you can change 3D designs, templated 3D designs that were provided by our community, and change their color, change the logo so you can add your own brand's logo and so on, straight from your web browser, that's amazing. It means you give the ability to every user, every brand and business to be part of the metaverse in as few steps as possible. And I think that's what we need in order to onboard the other side of the transaction. We have the sellers, the creators, they're all here, they're eager to be in the metaverse, they love it. But we need to find the other side. We need to find the buyers. We need to find the actual users who want to have these experiences. So I cannot wait for us to have that part as well.
Nice. Thank you for that, Adonis. Now, not gonna lie, if you're a developer or a creator, being an Apple fanboy is pretty normal, you know. I myself am very comfortable with their sleek design and UI when I'm creating music, for example. So, Adonis, let's talk about our amazing website, the Renovi Studios.xyz. Can you give us the inside scoop?
Oh, we're talking about the studios today. Okay, no problem. So the Renovi Studios website we've built, and obviously it needs a bit of tidying up lately. It was built in order to showcase what the internal team, but also in extension, the team together with the community could build at some point. So what we wanted to do is to showcase to the world with the internal team that we can build stuff, we can work with big brands, we can help them be onboarded within the metaverse. And then in extrapolation, we wanted to use the studios as a way to provide bespoke creations to brands and businesses through our community. So what we wanted to do, we wanted to project manage. We wanted to bring the brands, bring the agencies, and work with them, and then work together with our community to provide the best designs. So everybody benefits. Our creators can benefit from more work, and then ourselves can benefit from project managing really big projects, and then the brands can benefit from having the best activations out there. So true in the spirit of Web3. We're still building that up. We're still trying to grow Renovi Studios. Obviously, the metaverse for the wrong reasons is kinda more silent than AI right now. Don't get me wrong, AI is amazing and it's super fun. I use it all the time. But at some point, we're gonna see more and more activations and experiences, and Renovi Studios will be needed by a lot more brands for sure.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said. And also, the website, it's a work in progress. So, Adonis, the metaverse has the potential to democratize access to virtual worlds, but how do you ensure that users from different socioeconomic backgrounds can be able to access it?
Really good point. And that's what I say continuously is the metaverse is not only your virtual reality headset or your AR headset or your mixed reality headset. The metaverse is also can be accessed from your phone, from your desktop browser, and so on. And why is that? Because if it's an immersive 3D experience, then it builds on the premise that it's kind of the metaverse, right? So how do you democratize it? Then the answer is you make it available on every single device that is out there, and you make it able to work on every device that is out there. So that's how you make it accessible, and that's how you make everyone in the planet be able to use it. If you cannot access it on your phone, then it's not democratized, then it's not out there, then it's not open. If you cannot access it on your browser and you didn't need to download a specific application and it makes it hard, then it's is it really the metaverse? Is it really for everyone? It should be as simple as the internet. Technically, it's the same thing. If you wanted a simple definition of the metaverse, probably a 3D representation of the internet. That's what I would say. So, democratizing the metaverse means making it accessible on every device that is out there, mobiles, computers, virtual reality, goggles, whatever.
All right, perfect answer. And we know this is such an ethical question, but how do you plan to address the potential negative effects of the metaverse on mental health, such as addiction and social isolation?
Whew, what a really big topic, right? But what I usually say is this, right? The same problems that you have with your phone or your internet, your desktop browser, whatever, with any website on the internet, with any platform like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and so on, you're gonna have them in the metaverse as well. I don't think um, those are new issues. They're simply issues you keep on having, right? And I'm not we need to find a better way to address if there are issues or if it's simply our world developing towards that. And what I mean by that is the following. Um, we used to say, at least, I'm going to give an example. My mom used to say, hey, you know what? Don't spend so much time on video games. You should be studying. And now we have amazing video gamers that are making a really good paycheck, a really good salary because of that. They just roll with the times, right? They just found a new community. They just found a new way to monetize their skills. They just found a new way to do what they love. And then they they're able to monetize themselves and they're able to be um, video gamers and be paid for it. So I think it's how you use the tools that you have, right? You can use the tools to create economies, to create um, to pay for people to create, but you can also use them to destroy stuff and be addicted and not do your job correctly and so on. It's all up to us as human beings and how we work with what we have. So that's what I will say. It's up to us. It's how you use the tool. You have a knife and you can cut yourself, but you can also make an amazing salad, if I should say so. So it's how you use them.
All right. And for our creators, Adonis, what are some of the potential benefits of the metaverse for architecture and design?
Ooh, what an amazing question. I love your questions, all of them lately. But anyways, what I would say is um, there is a rise in the 3D economy, right? Everybody's looking for 3D creators, everybody's looking for 3D designs. And why is that? Because we're moving into a more immersive way of doing stuff and showcasing stuff. And that's what's happening, right? So there's a lot of work for 3D artists, 3D creators, architects, and so on to work in the digital space. Um, those professions are in the rise, right? So I will say it's really interesting when you understand how to create 3D projects, 3D creations, And I'm kind of jealous as well. Wish I knew more about it in the sense of how to create, because it seems to me like this is the future. This is where we're headed. And I'm gonna say something else as well. With the addition of AI, not only it might make the job of people who understand 3D easier because they can actually say what they want to create and then it gets created for them, but then they can use their skills to take something that was created with the AI and make it even better and manipulate it in order to work for whatever they're building. And that what they're building might be video games, they might be immersive spaces for us to communicate, they might be spaces in which we, you know, entertain ourselves, like um, theaters or music festivals and so on, virtual. There's so many options out there. So, man, I'm excited for the 3D creators. That's for sure.
All right, thank you for that, Adonis. And a follow up question: how do you think the metaverse will change the way we design and build spaces? Is there a 1-to-1 ratio when creating the metaverse, or does our eye deceive us when we are engaged in the metaverse?
So, hmm, difficult question. I would say this is an interesting question. Okay, the digital space obviously doesn't obey the law of physics and so on. So we were gonna start seeing wilder and wilder designs. And that's what I love about the metaverse. It's like you take something that is impossible and you make it possible. But if I was gonna draw attention from fashion, for example, you see that a lot of these impossible designs or and of these crazy designs are finally finding their way into the real world. I don't know. Think of the mischief boots, the red boots from Astro Boy, for example. Some weird, impossible design, and somehow we're just wearing them and they're amazing, right? So, what I will say is, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point some of these weird creations, if they're possible, they could actually become a reality. Well, that would be really cool. At the same time, um, what I was gonna say. So many thoughts on this. I'm actually forgetting what I was gonna say. So yeah, I will say. Oh yeah, digital twins. At the same time, what I was gonna say is you might be able to have the ability to create some of the really cool designs of buildings or 3D creations or monuments or whatever that you have in real life, digitally recreate them in the metaverse. And that's another idea that is really cool and something that is happening already. So this mix up of impossible and possible and metaverse and reality is what makes the future, in my opinion, uncertain but so cool.
All right, thank you for that, Adonis. What are some of the things that you're most excited about for the future of Renovi?
Whew. Um I'm excited about what we can build in the future if we finalize our race, which will be the smart contract integration, some AI integration with regards to 3D, with the 3D configurator. I cannot even stop talking about that. I'm driving everybody crazy around me. Um, and of course, I'm really excited to see how we can use the token correctly within our platform. These are just some three of the topics that really excite me, and I want to bring more and more features to the market. I want to build even more on Renovi, and I want to showcase that the metaverse is not dead. We just need to find more ways for more people to engage with it and make it more open to everyone. So that's what keeps me up at night in a nice way, in an interesting way.
Nice. So we were talking about AI earlier. How will AI impact our jobs and economy?
Whew. Where do I start? I guess, like always, some jobs will be replaced and some jobs will be enhanced, to be correct. And some new jobs will be created. So, look, it's a shift um, in my opinion, in the market. What is happening is in simple economics, some jobs are dying and some new jobs are getting created. And then what is also more interesting is your bandwidth, your ability to produce for some jobs is increasing. So a person could do, I don't know, 10 reports in a day. Now they're able to do 20 because they have the help of ChatGPT and so on. Or you could do 10 designs in a day and now you can do 200 because of the help of Midjourney and so on. So all I'm saying is all I just hope it's a balanced act. For every job that gets destroyed, a new one gets created, and then we're progressing towards a more evolved world. That's how I see it. I always try to be on the positive side of things, and I always try to say that we're creating more interesting and cool jobs rather than we're destroying. Just like, for example, when Instagram came about, and then you have, um, all the influencers. That's a new role. That's a new job. Those are people that had something to tell us about or to entertain us and so on. And now they can do that, and they can do that from anywhere in the world. So for all the bads that Instagram had brought us, then there were so many other goods that came with it. And that's how I see it with the AI.
Nice. I love that answer, Adonis. So, this is a very interesting question. What are the potential impacts of space exploration on technology? How will the metaverse help us in this field?
In space exploration, wow. That's a question I'm not sure if I can answer with all my honesty. I've never thought of it, and it's so difficult. All I can say is that the metaverse can definitely help educate users in a far more immersive way than the way we have been educated up to now. Instead of learning history, you can live history, be immersed in it. Instead of trying to imagine mathematical charts, you can now see them around you and you can, um, experience them, right? Instead of just reading the story about somebody, you can actually live it and be part of it. So I would say, not sure about space exploration and how the metaverse can help with it, if at all. But what I can say is that with regards to education, for sure, it can change and affect the way our younger generation is learning. Um, and probably there was a really interesting project by Animoca that called Tiny Tap or Open Education, one of the two. So I'm gonna leave it to that. That's the only answer I could provide for this.
All right, really interesting, Adonis. I appreciate your answer for that. So, as VR and AR technologies continue to advance, how do you see them being integrated into our everyday life? How will Renovi contribute to that integration?
Ooh, okay. So as we have more and more VR and AR, well, first of all, let's break it down, right? With AR, if you can have AR glasses that you can wear with you all the time, then it means you will be able to have information in front of your eyes at any point. So you will be able to see the name of the person you're talking to, or see the messages that you got and be able to answer them straight away, or see directions as to where you're going, or even see buildings and 3D designs and advertisements in front of you that actually do not exist in the real world. So that's really cool. It would be amazing if some of the designs that are rented and displayed by that are rented from Renovi are actually designs that can go in the real world. And then the real world becomes your metaverse. And you go to a specific location, and then a specific building appears in front of you that you can experience, like a digital pop up store by Nike, let's say, that actually doesn't exist without the AR glasses. That would be amazing. At the same time, when it comes to VR glasses, well, the same goes there. You will be able to play the games and you will be able to be immersed in them. But at the same time, you will be able to do your shopping through them. So imagine going to a Nike store in your virtual reality with your virtual reality goggles and then trying some shoes or some streetwear. Why not? And then purchasing them, and then not only your avatar gets them as NFTs, but you will be able to get them straight to your door. Uh, that's what I see. That's where I see Renovi. We want to make these stores um, have all the bells and whistles in order to be real stores that you can use them in virtual reality and AR. So, in a way, become the virtual Shopify, if I can say that. Sorry, Shopify, we're coming.
All right, that was awesome, Adonis. Thank you so much for answering my questions. Now, let's open the floor for our community, especially our upcoming creator, Overlord. Can you accept our invitation, Overlord?
Absolutely. And Mary Phil, if I'm saying that correctly, she has also requested to speak, so
Yeah,
please feel free.
I'm trying to approve her. Twitter is.
There you go.
All right,
If she can
nice.
unmute herself, then she will be able to speak.
Can you hear us, Marifel?
Not sure.
Oh, how about Chuchunov? I think he has some questions for Renovi.
My friend, you're more than welcome to ask whatever you want to if you want to. If not, I know it's late where you are, so uh, we'll have more normal hours as well.
All
Then I
right.
have two questions as well in the AMA questions, and I
Yeah,
think what I will do. Oh, there you go. Request it. Let me request, and then I was that accepted? Yeah, it was accepted. Hey, we
nice.
can hear you, my
Hey,
Hey
friend.
guys,
nice.
I'm currently making my bed and I'm going to cook, but I'm listening to this in the background.
No problem at all. I love it. I love it. It's
No,
it's
it's
like
quite interesting to hear more stuff about the metaverse because I'm in the NFT space and crypto space, but I mean, metaverse is very exciting, seeing everything that's going on and it's going to be the future. And I do love the fact that Adonis did say earlier on that he wishes he knew 3D skills because same as me. I really tried once learning a 3D software and it's hard. It's not easy.
100%, my friend. I mean, it's definitely hard, but for sure, AI will be able to, in a way, level the playing field and allow for more users to be able to create 3D assets, even if they do not have, the skills of somebody who's really into the things, like Overlord, for example. So I'm really excited about that because everybody can be a creator without uh, having, to learn the difficult programs and so on. But at the same time, for everyone who is a creator and has paid the time in order to learn those software programs, it means that it allows them to have more flexibility, to be more productive, and manipulate even more 3D models with their skills. So I'm not sidestepping anyone, it just levels a bit the playing field.
But I also think then you're going to have to develop really good skills with AI bots.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So, um, look, for sure, AI, and if you can develop your prompts in order to ask the AI whatever you want to, then you can develop some amazing skills, and you can rival some of the 3D creators out there. But at the same time, if you're a 3D creator, uh, you just work harder and harder, right? And then you can rival even the best prompts out there because you have the knowledge, you have the history.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So, all right, Jay, we have two questions in our AMA questions, and okay, let's make it three. Will gave me another question, and let's keep it short because it's late for me as well. It's a
Yeah, no
small
problem.
gathering space, no problem. Let's answer these three questions, and then let's end our Renovi show as well. Okay, Overlord, he has a question as well. No problem. Oh no, he's saying Overlord is saying, sorry guys, my Twitter isn't allowing me to request to speak. Maybe because I'm always talking. My friend, it's okay. Just continue chatting with us on Discord, okay? No problem. All right, let's start with Zach. With the metaverse likely to require significant investment and resources, how do you plan to ensure that it remains accessible and affordable to users? Really interesting question. Is what we said before. To be accessible to all of the users means to make it work on all the platforms out there. If it doesn't work on your phone, on your goggles, or on your browser, then it's not really the metaverse. That's how I see it. And that's a question uh, for the people building the metaverse platforms out there that they should focus on. Really good question, though. How do you plan on promoting Renovi to industries who are still skeptical on how the metaverse works? And how will you convince them that your project will? Okay, this is an amazing question, right? Because that's what I'm facing already today. Now, the idea is if you remove as many friction points as possible for somebody to use the platform and be in the metaverse, then that's how you win them, right? So, what we want to do is how can we make it as simple as possible? Can I be in the metaverse as a brand with 4 clicks, with 4 steps? Is it possible? If yes, then that's how you win them. Because they don't want a burden. They don't want to learn something new. They don't want to spend time to do something. They want to be where the market is, where the people are without the hassle. And I think that's what we're betting on, and that's what we're trying to establish is remove the friction points, make it easy. Crypto with a Q. There have been some emergence of new technology like haptic feedback and brain-computer interfaces. What role do you see this playing in the future of the metaverse, and how is Renovi preparing for these developments? I will say we will wait and see. There's a lot of amazing technologies. Haptic feedback is one of my favorites to feel what you're having in the metaverse. If you're able to press the button in front of you on your Quest 2 and feel that the button has weight, even if it's up in the air that you're pressing it, that puts it to a different level, right? But I think those technologies are quite far away, and um, and I will say they're within the decade, but and they're gonna happen, and they're gonna have um, an amazing role to play in how the metaverse is implemented by more and more users. So I'm all for them, but at the same time, Renovi at this point is simply just looking at them and seeing what they're bringing to the table. Now, Mr. Will, um, hi, Donis and Jay. I'm just using my browser to listen in, so excuse me for not being able to take the bait. For sure, man, no worries. Anyway, what are your thoughts about Renovi being able to go to heights Ready Player One, such as in Ready Player One? So, phew, that's the dream, man. To have a metaverse like that movie. I mean, I would give everything to have that. I think at some point we might be able to have that. I mean, if you ever seen some of the activations from Yuga Labs where they showed a demo of their metaverse and how many users they could have concurrently, man, it was bringing tears to my eyes, really. They could have thousands and thousands of users all in one instance and it wouldn't break. Everybody could play. I mean, uh, it was surreal. And if you think about it, if they add more assets and you're able to have it like Ready Player One, wow. I mean, that's the dream. I wish we're gonna end up having that for sure. Okay. And obviously, I can see some interaction between Will and Overlord. Uh, and Overlord is saying it's very possible he's already done it Engine 5. I mean, my friend, you're always one step ahead, right? Will. And will we pay $3 to spend 10 minutes in it? Lord. 10 minutes only? Come on. I guess Overlord is going to be charging you though quite a lot then. But I guess that's it for the that's it for the questions. Thank you everyone who joined. Jay, over to you, my friend.
All right. So, guys, that's all the time we have for today. So, it's pretty late in Adonis area. So, everyone, I'd like to thank Adonis again for taking the time to